We're down at my father-in-law's helping him clean some debris in a tree, and we hauled some of it with his trailer, but whenever we went to use the trailer, we noticed that his wiring harness has been chewed through by squirrels, so the lights no longer work. I'm going to show you how you can cut this off and replace it today. I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about these connectors, so let's go ahead and get started. I bought a few different things here. Some of the things I've already had, but I have a pair of wire strippers. These are cutters and strippers. I really like this particular type because you can cut in front of the joint. I don't like the ones where you have to get the wire in behind the joint to cut. And it also has the different gauge wires easily marked in the front. I have some electrical tape to finish the project. I also have this. This is called heat shrink. So you put this on the wire and it acts as a new insulation for it. And after you get it all in place, you just hit it with a heat gun and it shrinks down to the wire. And it's mostly waterproof. Not perfect, but it's better than nothing. And then we also bought this, which is a wire protector. We're hoping this will prevent the squirrels from being able to chew back through the wires once we have it all fixed and ready to go. I mentioned there are different types of connectors. This one is called a 4-flat. You can see it has 1, 2, 3, 4 terminals, with the one on my far right is a female, and then the other 3 are male. Some of them will have 5. I think that usually has to do with the brakes, if your trailer has brakes built in. But the interesting thing about this particular one is there are 4 terminals here, but there are 5 wires going into it. This is what they call a split, a wishbone, or a Y configuration of wires. So it has the 3 main wires, and then the brown, which you would typically has 2 wires on this one for running lights on the right and running lights on the left. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this off and get started rewiring. I'm going to come back behind the first nick that I see and go ahead and cut this off. And next I'm going to peel back some of this electrical tape so that I can expose the wires. So I'm going to use a pocket knife and carefully trim that outer layer of electrical tape without cutting into any of the insulation. So with these wires exposed, you can now see that I have green, brown, white, brown, and yellow. So the brown that's paired with the yellow will match up to the brown yellow that I have, and the brown that's paired with the green will match up to the brown green that I have. Now I need to strip back a portion of this wire. I want to keep the lead about the same length, so I'm going to get my new wire and come back to the same spot. But then I'm going to add about 1.5 inches to account for the joint that I'm about to put in. Then I also need to strip the wires back on the new wire. These also are paired with brown green and brown yellow. Now I'm going to take 5 tubes of heat shrink and I'm going to slip them over the wires on the new connector. And then on the other wire, I put a large tube of heat shrink on to secure it all once we're done. Now it's as easy as matching up the colors. So I'm just going to twist these together. You could use flux and solder these wires together. I don't have those kind of tools, and this will work just fine for a trailer. Once they're twisted together, I'm just going to bend the connection backwards towards the trailer side. And as you do those connections, you should be able to slip your heat shrink tube over that connection. Try to get it centered right over it. With all of those joined together, you can then take your heat gun. Then your larger piece of heat shrink should slide over those connections. It was a little tight, but I was able to get it over there, and now we're going to shrink that down over the connections. I'm going to take some electrical tape and wrap it all back up. And now this flex tubing should just snap. It has a cut down one side of it. Should just snap right on top of it. All right, so with everything finished, I have the cord protector wrapped around it. I did some electrical tape every 6 inches or so, just in case it starts to come off. It'll have a spot that holds it. And the new connector is ready to go. I'm going to attach it to the truck and make sure everything works. To hopefully prevent any future issues, I went ahead and ran the split conduit all the way up the wiring of the trailer. Thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. It'd be awesome if you'd click that logo in the bottom left-hand corner to subscribe to my channel, and maybe even check out one of my other videos shown on the right. As always, I hope you guys have a great day.